A very good afternoon to all. On behalf of Vivekanand Education Society's College of Pharmacy, I, Dr. Aparna Darshan Palchetkar, Assistant Professor at VES College of Pharmacy, feel privileged to welcome all the dignitaries, our trustee Shri B.L. Bulani ji, Chief Coordinator VES, Professor Jarnadas Madam, Dr. Prabhakar M. Dongre, Professor and Head, Department of Biophysics, University of Mumbai, our collaborator. The today's speaker, Dr. Richa Mishra, Associate Professor, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Parul University of Engineering and Technology, Vadodara, and our beloved Principal Madam, Professor Supriya Shidhe, and the delegates for celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Institute's Innovation Cell of Westco under the aegis of University of Mumbai in collaboration with Department of Biophysics, University of Mumbai brings to you second session of lecture series. I feel privileged to introduce Dr. Mrs. Supriya Shidhe, Principal VES College of Pharmacy on this occasion. Madam is a chairperson of Board of Studies, University of Mumbai. She has over 29 years of teaching and research experience. With a vast experience in research and academics, she has always guided and enlightened us. She is a lady who believes to lead by her own example. She has received total research grant of around 1 crore 25 lakhs rupees from various government bodies and pharmaceutical companies till date. She has many national and international publications and presentations to her credit. In this COVID era, we are constantly progressing ahead, trying to adapt and evolve under her strong, superb guidance and strong motivation. Now, I request Principal Madam to introduce Westcope to the audience.
Thank you, Dr. Aparna, for your kind introduction as always. Respected dignitaries, Shri B.L. Bulani ji, Trustee in charge of VS College of Pharmacy, Dr. Richa Mishra, Associate Professor, Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology, and Resource Person of the Day, the August gathering of eminent faculty members and students. On behalf of VES College of Pharmacy, I welcome all of you to this webinar. At the outset, I thank Dean Dr. Anuradha Majumdar and Dr. Dongre, Head of the Department Biophysics, University of Mumbai, for giving us the opportunity to organize this event to commemorate 75th anniversary of independence of India in collaboration with University of Mumbai. A few words about my parent institute, VES College of Pharmacy. WESCOP is managed by Vivekanand Education Society, the trust with more than 60 years of experience in higher education while maintaining legacy of producing quality programs from KG to PhD. VS also offers programs UG and PG in engineering, management, architecture, law, arts, science, commerce, and polytechnic. Pharmacy College was established in 2007 by our visionary trustee Shri B.L. Bulani. WESCOP offers BPharm, MPharm, and PhD program affiliated to University of Mumbai. In span of 14 years, VS College of Pharmacy has prominently marked its presence in academia and research, and our students have produced wonderful results, thus showing their well-rounded and talented performance in extracurricular, co-curricular activities as well as academics. Very recently, our own faculty, Professor Dr. Harsha Katpalia, has been awarded PhD degree by University of Mumbai, thus giving us the honor of producing our first doctorate student from WESCOP as a research center. Vescop received the Best Industry Linked Institute Award in 2018. As per the prestigious AICT CII survey, till date, we have maintained platinum ranking in every cycle of this survey. Our BFARM program is accredited by NBA and NAC peer team visit is underway. Vescop has been consistently holding among top 75 positions at all India level from its ninth year of inception. VS has Scientific and Industrial Research Organization Center under Department of Science and Industrial Research of Government of India. Recently, Vescop Institutions Innovation Council has received 4-star rating from Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. We have already set up our pre-incubation center, and our incubation center is soon coming up in an independent 7-storied building. We wish to continue working very hard with focus on the research and innovation, and we want to evolve BS College of Pharmacy as one of the leading colleges in research and education. With this brief introduction, I request our host to take the program ahead. Thank you very much for assembling here, and thank you, resource person, for your consent to deliver this valuable talk. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam, for sharing the glorious development of Vescope. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Richa Mishra, Associate Professor, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Parul University of Engineering and Technology, Vadodara, on this occasion. Madam is a postdoc from Deakin University, Australia, and a PhD in Computer Science and Engineering, SPSU. She has a comprehensive experience of 13 years in a field of academics, training, and strategic consulting. She holds 5 international patents and 6 Indian patents in her name. Besides being a PhD in engineering, she has a great inclination to bioinformatics, health informatics, and behavioral study. She proved that with hard work and dedication, nothing is impossible. She was only Indian researcher invited as a speaker at the 18th Annual Congress of SBMT at Los Angeles Convention Center, California, in 2021. The annual World Progress of SBMT, it is a multidisciplinary forum designed to facilitate cross-pollination and dissemination of technological and medical advances and scientific discovery. She has recently been appointed as a senior research member of Iranian Neuroscience Society and received research fellowship for a duration of 2 years at Dana Brain Health Institute, Iran. She is also pursuing short-term pilot research project in cyber physical systems lab at Deakin University, Australia. Today, Dr. Richa Mishra will present her expert opinion on the digitalization in the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare analytics platform for focusing on digital implementation process. So with this brief introduction, I request Madam to take over the platform and start with her presentation. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you.
Madam, you can share your screen.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Not yet, ma'am. Presentation mode. Sir, मला काढा.
Ma'am, is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am. Madam, you can start. Your screen is visible.
Okay. A very much good afternoon, everyone. I am very much thankful to Dr. Supriya Shinde ma'am. She is the principal of Vivekananda Education Society's College of Pharmacy for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. Thanks a lot to Aparna ma'am for trusting my knowledge. So I'm here to share my opinion about this lecture series, which we are planning under Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. And this is what my topic for the today's discussion is: digitalization in pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare analytics platform for focusing on digital implementation process. So I just want to make you understand why we this particular topic is important and how I'm going to distribute for today's discussion. Firstly, we will talk about why it is important, what is digital transformation, then how can this digital transformation reshape the pharma industry, and then followed by what are the digital analytics patterns and types, and at the last I'm going to tell you about the proposed model and without digital and its potential for collaboration and integration, where we would be right now. So let's have a small brief background about like why we want to understand this topic, because today the pharmaceutical companies can play a very very crucial role in digital revolution of healthcare, but capturing this opportunity requires identifying the right initiative. So pharmaceutical companies are running hard to keep pace with changes which are brought about by digital technology, mobile communications, the cloud, the advanced analytics, and the Internet of Things are among the innovations that are starting to transform the healthcare industry in the ways they have already transformed the media, the retail, and banking industries. So, pharma executives are well aware about the disruptive potential and are experimenting with a wide range of digital initiatives, yet may find it hard to determine the initiatives to scale up and how, as they are still unclear. So this is what very important for a discussion for the day, that why we have to study and what are the changes we have seen within the 5 years from now. So I have just included one this image which I have taken from WHO. This is the detailed survey, or you can say the report given by Global Strategy on Health 2020-25. These are the report under digital technology shaping the future of global health. So they have given the agenda that in 2030, for substantial development highlights that the spread of information and communication technology and global interconnectedness has a great potential to accelerate human progress, to bridge the you can say digital divide, and to develop the knowledge societies. So in short, if you can have a look on this particular scenario, what we have seen so far in this particular COVID time. So firstly, the digitalization, if you talk about what is digitalization, so this digitalization is nothing, only a process where you are converting the information what you have collected in an analog way, and you are transforming that information into a digital form so that you can understand it through a image. Very simple. We have a lot of records with us, we have a lot of data, and we want to make it in a presentable way so that we can make a final decision. So they have WHO has given even the agenda that this is very very important aspect, that we should understand digital technologies so that we can shape our global health scenario also. So in one particular survey happened in 2021, 55% of European countries stated that the COVID-19, basically this pandemic, has increased the demand for digitalization. And this digitalization has given 46% of companies the growth. Half of these companies anticipated an increase in the usage of digital technologies in the future. And you can say with a greater population being these companies have previously used digital technology, but a lack of digital infrastructure was viewed basically, which was a key barrier to invest by the funders, or you can say the people who want to increase in, or grow into a pharmaceutical industry. But particularly, we can't define this particular term, as this will, you can say, a good question to argue upon, that what is actually a digital transformation. Is it artificial intelligence, machine learning, or a cognitive computing, or it is a automation and robotic process automation, that is RPA, or a blockchain, or a big data and advanced analytics, or an internet of things. So this particular list can have a lot of discussion, but it is no means right now. But this technology that had given us a very, very clear, you can say, clarity that digital transformation should affect culture, organization, and operations. It can integrate smart technologies across all the phases, be staged. We need strategies. We need very, very specific in its purpose. So what kind of purpose we need to serve, that is very important. So while more fluid than the set of technologies what I have just named, this concept can be a buzzword. Everywhere you must have hearing this AI and machine learning can help pharmaceutical or healthcare industry grow. So if they are not aware of exactly how to use these terms or where we are going to use these terms, this will give us just a simple buzzword. So, like every other industry, this digital transformation is also revolutionizing the pharmaceutical industry. There has been, you can say, a substantial increase in digital health market since 2010. And according to the recent survey, around 74% of respondents agreed that COVID-19 has significantly accelerated digital transformation in pharmaceutical and healthcare industries by more than 5 years now. So if let's take this word big data analytics, just understand this big analytics matlab, not a great term, but I'm just going to define this big data analytics with COVID-19. So the impact of COVID-19 has had on healthcare industry in the evident to anyone and everyone. You don't need to be pulsed into the world of medicine to see what has been happening worldwide during this pandemic. What most people don't see through this impact of COVID-19 has had a healthcare data analytics. So big data tools have played an increasingly significant role in healthcare decision making. So it is just not a provider, but lawmakers and researchers who are turning to big data analytics and predictive models to help allocate resources, predict surgeries, improve patient care and outcome, and employ preventive measures. So big data and health data analytics have played an integral role in the fight against COVID-19, and the data is coming in at a near constant rate, analyzing that health data has allowed for a better understanding of how to respond and treat patients. So this pandemic has resulted in enormous surge of health data being recorded and manipulated, allowing for bigger and better analysis. Unfortunately, we are also seeing the COVID-19 is shining a harsh spotlight on a healthcare biggest issue. So there are a lot of obstacles when it comes to sharing health data across organizations, and a distinct lack of standardization in the way that data is collected and analyzed. So this widespread problem was evident in the early days of pandemic, and conflicting and ever changing information was being presented to the public. So what we saw a turn towards disbelief when it came to a COVID related information, with many still believe misinformation and previously held beliefs on how this virus should be handled. So the spotlight that COVID-19 shined on these problems, however, will allow for them to be rectified. So the providers, researchers, or you can say policymakers can learn from these mistakes and work towards a better, more standardized solution for a big data healthcare. So point is, what is the importance of healthcare data analytics? All briefing, why does this digital information mean for a pharmaceutical sector? So how and why we need this particularly? So we can collect the data and we want from wherever we want. I am going to explain the data part also, but it does not go any good if we don't know what to do with this particular information. So we need a centralized, a very systematic way of collecting, storing and analyzing data across organizations. data so we can use it for our advantage. So the collection of data in healthcare settings has one of more streamlined in recent years. Not only does the data help improve day-to-day operations and better patient care, it can now be better used in predictive modeling. So I'm going to explain what is predictive modeling, what exactly the data types and data patterns. So I'm going to give you more example once we are proceeding. So the point is we have to make or you can say take preventive measures and track the outcomes. Uh, and if let's suppose if hospitalization is necessary, so data analytics can help practitioners predict risk of infection, deterioration and readmission. So this too can help lower cost and improve patients' care outcomes. So considering the impact that had on COVID-19 pandemic, the data being collected is analyzed in real time to understand the effects of the virus better and predict future trends so that we may slow to the spread and prevent future outbreaks. So particularly this digital transformation, what does it mean to pharmaceutical sector? It can improve the development. It can help in achieve better patient interaction and care, achieve better drug research and development, improve distribution of pharmaceuticals, reduced cost, reduced carbon footprint, achieve more transparency with the supply chain. Again, this is very important part. We'll take as an example. Very important question, why does it matter? As in digital technologies take over the world, pharmaceutical companies must stay up the speed to survive. Since we have some benefits of digital transformation abound, we are going to focus on particularly following points like so these are some key technologies that enable digital transformation in pharmaceutical sector. AI, big data. So you can see AI is impacting 58%. You can say that most disruptive future technologies in pharma is AI, big data is 46%, APIs and digital platforms is 29, then real world evidence is 27, and even robotics 4%. So these depends on what the increased customer expectations. So in the industry of 4.0 era, where what we are following these days, customers have across a vast amount of health information through online sources only. So for an example, if we are into we were in this situation of corona, what we were doing, any symptom we used to feel, we used to Google and we used to see in our Google just what is exactly happening to us. If our community, a particular community is giving answer that okay, this is not severe or this is okay severe, you should address to the doctor or you should visit a particularly for a health, then it is fine. But mostly what I'm saying that mostly the people were involved in googling up the symptoms and they were trying to relate, is that problem so serious that they should go and see a doctor, or they were like very mild symptom, it can be cured with so and so steps. So this was, you can say, take as an example that how it is going to impact, or you can say how much people are involved. So increased customer expectation. So with the use of, you can say, industry era, customers has access to a vast of amount health information through our online sources. They feel more in control of their health with devices such as your fitness tracker and a smart watches. So one study showed that about 85% of people felt confident about being responsible for their health and fitness through online sources of information. So pharmaceutical companies are investing more in patients engagement than even before. So a survey suggested that digital technology is in the path to better understand the customers and strengthening customer relationship. So increased external competition. So the current world is given, you can say, being driven by big data. Other than the internal competition, the pharmaceutical industry also faces external threats. Huge tech giants such as an Apple and IBM are entering the health sector or healthcare industry, and with the high-tech devices and online health communities, which gives them access to a vast amount of health data. So as a result, pharmaceutical companies need to focus more on digital technology to remain competitive with very, very important point. The other is your so counterpart. I would like to tell you that if AI is taking the maximum stake, so number of granted AI patents are now becoming more. So in 2020, this is what I have taken the data from global data, and I have just seen that number of granted AI patents have increased in 2020 basically. So this was, you can say, a very recent change in particularly after COVID. There is a need of IoT, that Internet of Things. This we will take in detail part. And now I'm discussing this particular part. How can digital transformation reshape the pharma industry? So I am saying that particularly this is very, very important part that companies should start investing on a customer side. They should understand what exactly is all about in their perspective, and to remain in a competition, even they have to understand the analytics part, and to get into the drug problem that has been aggressively across the globe, that how it has to be manufactured, how it has to be delivered fast to address the disaster we have gone through in a COVID situation. So this digital technology has a significant implications in the you can say the fight against counterfeit medicine. So what are the some of the technologies that enable digital transformation in pharmaceutical sector? We have seen AI, ML, and advanced analytics. It has taken almost you can say $100 billion revenue, and it is expected, or you can say predicted, by 2025 it will be doubled out. So again, you can say a major change is going on with the help of AI. And the key implications of AI in the areas are like drug discovery and production, disease diagnosis, better predicting forecasting, drug trials, real-time data, and safety assurance for drug trial participation. So this is basically need to be discussed. We have to briefly understand direct to customer advertising, how it can help. That is what called DTCA to a broader medical marketing. Or digital transformation may find ample ground to thrive. And first is like marketing reason. Again, why we need to market? Because we need to understand trust, we need to believe people, and what exactly is the need of the hour. According to that, we need to market and emerge as a valuable assets. We need to go with the ad blockers also when we are into a marketing side. In conjunction with relative market distinct, the trend of the ad blocker continues. Research from the HubSpot also confirms the well-established need that as in web users find ad annoying, and this has very clear implication for PPC marketing campaign, and which is going to turn impact the pharma industry, that is B2B lead acquisition efforts. There is again SEO, local SEO, and feature snippets, which is going to help get into a better marketing side. That's like SEO remains immensely you can say potent, especially with the Google's core web vitals looming. It is going to give us Google My Business, that is JMB fuels local research. And similarly, there are voice search results also to fueled by feature snippet results, offering enhanced online visibility. So even at a cursory glance, there it is very, very clear that digital marketing continues to evolve in the stride, and it turns it stayed a strategic digital transformation that can give us a tackle these new challenges that follow in evolution. So how can this digital transformation reshape the pharma industry? By giving a digital health offering. That means that we have to start broadly with a notable example which was cited in Pharma Forum. In particularly, they have explained in 2021 that digital health offerings to significantly contribute to our revenues. They have told that these are giving us totally exact offerings with the use of digital part. Even the FDA explains that the Center of Devices and the Radiological Health, that is CDRH, offers software as a medical device, artificial intelligence and machine learning in software as a medical device, cybersecurity, device software functions, including even mobile medical applications, health IT, medical device data systems, medical device interoperability, and wireless medical devices. Second part is about digital analytics. It's like with this particular framework, we can go deeper into what digital transformation can reshape the pharma industry. And by following or putting some benefits of applying data science to healthcare can improve diagnosed accuracy. That is about almost 64% we can increase. With one study, it's stated that it is going to increase the efficiency by 59%, ability to predict disease prevalence by 54, and improvement to existing healthcare system by 52%. So these benefits echoed in similar form across this particular development with the help of big data. Then it's related to drug discovery side. Excellent example of digital transformation technologies in practice as regards drug discovery. Drug discovery phrases as is 31.8% for a preclinical studies, even at a phase one for a clinical trials. So I can say that these clinical trial digitalization blockchain again giving us we can say a clear vision that digital transformation is very important in even this predictive one of the subject of predictive technologies. We may affirm that their applications within the pharma industry are far as new, but in 2019 the predictive bio manufacturing was very you can say acceptable, and there were like companies which were you can say pharma tech, and they made good money out of it. So let's look on how just want to explain that we are not expecting any miracle to happen. There will be no miracle as such. You can say that ever changing pharmaceutical world will exist. So basically, what we need is like with this COVID pandemic, it has a clear picture that digital transformation can reshape the pharma industry for years to come. With COVID-19 as an you can say unpredictable situation was there in front of us in so the digital moment was ripe, and new tech savvy, at times distrustful audience require new marketing philosophies. So this digital health offering continue to expand, fueled by such technologies as big data and predictive analysis, and such as drug discovery and manufacturing to mobile clinical trials and blockchain blocked supply chain. So this particular technologies, the digital transformation entail offerings considerable grounds of for innovation. So there was a world of marketing changing at a rapid pace every year, marketing customer becoming the focus of the marketing professionals all over the world. The pharmaceutical industry is no exception for this. So historically, what we can say, by looking at 2020 scenario, the marketing trends has been changed in pharmaceutical sector also. It has given us a vision that we should look for innovations in the field of digital marketing. We will look for innovation in social media and B2B influencer marketing. B2B influencer marketing is also very important thing. Before that, three important C's has to be taken care. One is consistency, one is community, and one is comments. So these three factors are going to impact a lot in our innovation one and innovation two. So apart from that, B2B influencer marketing, even sticking with this particular social media theme, one of the biggest social media marketing trend you can say is influencer marketing. So influencer marketing is one of the fastest growing marketing methods for attracting new customers. So the influencers marketing industry was worth you can say $8 million in 2019, but it has increased up to 15% more, 15%, sorry, 15 billion percent in 2022. And according to the Huba, 40% of the marketers say that there are more dedicating budget for influencer marketing, up to 80%, which is going to be effective. So influencers can be anyone, with almost can affect B2B market especially. So it can be even a CEO of the company. They can simply tweet about particular laboratory technician, or they can post something, some details about their particular research. And this can give us a detailed version that they should believe on they doing. So one particular side is like they have you can say shift from account based marketing to you can say for more into a lead generation kind of thing. So the new technique with B2B marketing is what a account based marketing, that is ABM. According to one point mentioned by HubSpot, that HubSpot is that it was focused approach to marketing, in which marketing and sales team work together to identify the best accounts, allowing you to engage and please the account much quicker. So in essence, you are selling directly to already qualified leads. So ABM works hand in hand with the inbound marketing, which is the foundation for a strong ABM strategy. ABM then builds off inbound marketing by providing highly targeted and personalized communication to a high value customers. So the key to a successful ABM campaign is personalized. All the marketing activity needs to be personalized and tailored to each customer to allow for maximum relevance. So this was very, very important need of the hour, that we are needing account based marketing. Means if I am a mother of two girls of age 20, 12 and 18, so I'm looking particularly the details of that particular age or of my age. So I don't need a marketing campaigns or marketing information which are of no use. So very important that we should look for the interest of that customer. We need to nurture that interest, and then finally we have to lead conversion. It means we need to get the business out of it. So ABM is not a very short you can say term marketing technique. It can take months or even years to come together. Providing a long term and consistent message for a long period of time can seem challenging, but with ABM it is easy to measure ROI by account, so clear metrics can be assigned, allowing for greater visibility of gains. So in a pharmaceutical industry, this approach can be very successful if you know exactly who your target customers or key accounts are. For an example, if your main target customer is let's say Pfizer, this approach gives the ability to only target people which are related to Pfizer, or with a highly personalized marketing drive. So with the digital marketing being adopted in pharmaceutical industry at such a fast pace due to pandemic, it is likely that ABM will become the main area of focus for 2022 and beyond. So again, the fifth innovation is required is marketing technology, including AI and automation. So a relatively new phrase, martech, is used to describe technological marketing using applications as AI, chatbots, VR, AR. With the growth in ABM marketing and need for the vast amount of data to be analyzed effectively, AI and a machine learning is coming into the marketing space, with two-thirds of B2B markets planning, evaluating, and implementing AI for marketing or sales initiatives. So let's take an example of chatbots. So research from a Salesforce found that almost 80% of the business buyer expect real-time responses from banks that they interact with, and the approach many B2B marketers are taking mean the chatbots or virtual assistants are becoming a regular part of the home. So point is, chatbots in the pharmaceutical space can help direct prospective customers to right product and service, allowing target to enter to the sales funnel to at a quicker rate. So they can have an ability to add personalized with AI and the chatbots. So simply they can get the service by 24 by 7 and does not go on any holiday. So this particular chatbot is very, very useful when we are handling some disaster. So now point is, without digital and its potential for collaborating and integration, where would be right now? So pharma, uh, this particularly scenarios or these points which I'm going to mention now, going to demonstrate how this sort of digital embellishment could also work in the health sector or healthcare sector. So traditionally, when a patient used to suffer from a condition, they would make an appointment with a doctor. Previously, the patient relied on the instruction and the drugs prescribed by the doctor only. But now, with the digitalization, patients usually research everything before even seeing to a doctor. They match their symptoms to condition. Some may even talk to other patients with a similar problem and try to devise a care. So many separate components exist with a pharmaceutical digital strategy, with the key element failing in the categories presented in this particular chart. So first, let's present some of the relevant insights um, and understand what is going to fit for B2B market and what is going to fit for B2C market for a pharmaceutical organization to get a strategy of the best start. First is like we can embrace the innovations outside of the sector. What does it mean? When the digital strategies which you see in a pharma are largely down to the innovations and digital development, you can say originating outside of the sector. Point number one, our friend which are at a drug discovery world accurately put it in such a way that the innovations coming from outside the traditional healthcare industry span a wide spectrum of products and services, but all the take advantage of advances in digital technologies and ability to analyze and present large amount of data in new ways. For new biosensor technologies and smart technologies to porters and you can say physician guidance tool. So these are numerous exciting breakthroughs that allow enhanced self-monitoring capabilities and patient adherence, and ultimately superior clinical decisions making and treatment success. So I would certainly be keeping this particular eye outside of pharma for a hard start with any political, you can say, potential digital strategy. So invest in the right digital talent. Even again, very, very important point. Many pharmaceutical organizations have started to build on their digital talent internally. It means they are going to teach and train their own people. They try to build up their talent by training, funding, and resources of these teams. So this is very important point at now where we are standing. We are putting lot of research work. We as in community in a pharma and a bio field, biotechnology field, we should put lot of understanding into the side of training and developing a format where this digital strategy fit into, you can say, pharmaceutical organization. And if you are responsible for your digital strategy, be friend, and you can say we should team up and we should give that as a program to other people so that they can start using this particular side of digital into the healthcare and pharmaceutical organization. It means we are looking forward for a lot of experiments, and this particular experiment, you can say, any initiative needs a pilot period to determine if the market respond to a new strategy or not. So point is, we need to experiment every time which digital strategy is going to be suited, which is now like slow, which we need to check out. We have to stop. We need not to go into it. So point is, every time we need to experiment, we have to innovate things which is going to go good with our particular thing or a pharma professional. So point is, there should be decision making with the help of data driven procedure, and this is very, very important point, that data is going to guide you towards reaching to the goal where you are looking at. Then there are some other points that we have to get focus on a particular strategic direction. What does it mean when I say that a strategic direction means we have to look forward that what we need to buy, how we are going to make a product into the implementation side, how we are going to put implementation, you can say, in a very bottom line way. What we can say that it should be understandable, that strategy should be understandable, it should be revised on a regular basis once we are putting focus on particular goal. And when focus has to be with the help of experience. What does it mean when I say with the experience means, when somebody, you have created something, it's a focus of particular drug manufacturing or study of drug manufacturing or something, the goal you have with you. For an example, if we want to understand the relevant side of about diabetes and strokes, or you can say the cardiac diseases, which is difficult to understand, but with the help of the information what is available, which can be, you can say, we can analyze with the help of our social media data, the traditional data what we have. So point is, but still we have to collect a lot of experiences from others, and try to get into one particular priority, how we are going to deal our goal. And very very important, we are needing one omni channel. That means what? Interconnected channel, which is very important, are a must in a world where everyone can access information virtually everywhere. So omni channel marketing in pharma is very very much in a reality. Patients and lab professionals will move between these channels. So for you people as in pharmacy side, it is very important to understand the omni channel part, because patients and the lab professionals has to bridge the channel between, you can say, social media to apps, from the media or the website to physical events across, you can say, continents. So therefore the relationship between these channels are hugely important for the marketers that are trying to influence them. So a digital strategy must take into consideration the range of touch points with target audiences, while evaluating capacity to effectively manage the experience on each and create the ecosystem of connected touch points. So no message exists in isolation. Retail, travel, technology, education have all moved in this direction. So pharma need to follow this particular direction to avoid seeing their products and services as essential, and that will generate a customer base regardless of its marketing activities. And very important, there should be an aim for 24 by 7 and automation. So I also feel that should a new digital strategy be put in a place, that it should always be available with tasks automated where possible. For a pharmaceutical sales representative to a patient support team, up to date and 24 by 7 care will become the new normal. So but this always open perspective isn't just the case for service based operation. So patients will want to monitor their health around uh, 24 by 7 through the use of sensors and digital services which are provided tailored care. Any strategy that is put in place can be launched with the view that program is tailored for the recipient to believe and benefit the recipient, but also to provide new perspective for the patient organizations. This in turn means that there will be a broader engagement with patients and physicians from multiple touch points of a patient's care process. So point is, we need refreshed, you can say, infrastructure to develop, or you can say go into a digital acceptance, digital transformation acceptance. So we need a fresh digital strategy and a structure, or you can say a platform where everything can be tailor made according to the pharmaceutical organization or a healthcare organization. So we need even effective CRM, that's a customer base management system. And even we have to work on the challenges what we have as an external drivers and internal drivers. What can be the external driver for one is the cost. The healthcare costs are growing, even the increased regulatory pressure is there, increased competition for from you can say generics, and product running out of, you can say, patent. It cannot be patentable. Even the new drug categories emerging. So these are like external drivers. Some are internal drivers like cost pressure, even changing R&D strategy, global production, standardization, and quest for key differentiator. To become a key differentiator is always, you can say, the need of an manufacturing company or a pharma company. So there are few examples which I have penned on or for you to go through. So one example is Blue Star. Blue Star is again a digital health solution for people aged from 18 and older that have type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes. So it is like can give you the tailor-made guidance driven by artificial intelligence without waiting for a phone call or a message from a privately employed coach. User gets discrete 24/7 coaching and support. So this is what Blue Star. Then mm, patient patients like me. This is again a for-profit patient network, and a real-time research platform. Through the network, patients connect with others who have the same disease or condition and track and share their own experiences to improve the outcome. Very important in the mental health side. And one is again cardia mobile. This is again cardia mobile is developed by Alibercor, which is personalized EKJ that works with smartphones that allow to take unlimited EKGs anytime, anywhere without applying wires, cables, and gels. So after a 30-second EKG, the user will know if the heart rhythm is normal or there is any fluctuation, which is one of the most common irregular heart rhythms that can be you cause of stroke. Very important. So we have seen so many stories in last 1 year that at the age of 40 or before even 40 they got a stroke. So it is not every easy for even a patient and people to just run every time to a doctor and understand what the stroke is all about, or is there any irregular heart rhythms. So this particular platform is Cardio Mobile, gives a very clear, you can say, scenario about our heart situation. One is HVH, that is patients finder technology. This is particularly AI machine learning platform we used, known as Skipper. For each project, they combine advanced data science with the expert evaluation provided by their on staff medical professionals, combining clinical knowledge and data in such a way that allowed drug manufacturers to all of the, you can say, sizes to identify patients that might be at a risk of disease that might not be easily identified by HCPs or other healthcare apps or sensors and programs. So there are so many, even I can give you so many examples, but let's move on to why it is important. And for every business, I tell you, for every business, there is no such golden rule that is this particular information important or that particular information is important. So point is, for we cannot make a particular information important for all kind of businesses. So there are 4 stages of digital maturity, and which is important for businesses relation in 2022. So this particular is a 4 stage of digital maturity. So companies need a shared understanding of what they have achieved and what they plan to achieve in a digital transformation. To obtain that information, they need to know where they particularly stand. So this particular image on our screen, you can have a look. Like, these are the 4 stages of digital maturity, which acts as an framework to help access the company's digital level and guide it towards improvement. So one is incidental stage. This is the earliest stage of digital maturity, in which organizations are still establishing trust in the data available and trying to improve organizational collaboration. So this is the first phase, you can say, where people are or they have started experimenting on the usage of data and trying to improve their organization and collaborations. So business in this stage could have lots of data silos, lack of data collection, method and distrust the quality of the data. So there is also a lack of awareness of the importance of digital transformation amongst the e-suite and the implementation of digital solution just happen incidentally. So at this stage, companies should focus on you can say executive buy-in and get top management on board regarding digital transformation. And additionally, you can say managers should also focus on enhancing their understanding of digital technologies, improving data quality, and increasing collaboration between the teams. The second stage is again, first is incidental, second is intentional stage. In these companies at this particular stage intentionally trying to implement digital solution because they know what good part is of being automated. So being into the business at this stage, having higher quality of data and are moving towards data democracy. So they focus more on aligning KPIs across the business function and learning about the new technologies. So at this stage, companies need to focus more on strengthening the interdepartmental collaboration and moving towards, you can say, strategic alignment. The other is integrated stage. In this particular stage, they are capable of translating data-driven digital processes directly into improvement in revenue and productivity. So there is a strategic and coordinated implementation of a digital solution. And executives consider digital transformation to the you can say a transformation as essential to organization survival. So digital platforms are integrated and data is shared across the team. So this business in this stage should focus on improving their cyber security, because as an adoption of digital technology increases, they can face increased security threats and vulnerabilities. So companies should also invest on reskilling and upskilling their employees to avoid employee pushbacks. And first, you can say the last stage is optimized stage. During this particular stage, digital transformation is truly integrated into the organizational culture and core values. So all initiative toward digital transformation are done strategically, and digital processes are fully streamlined and automated. So new digital solution can be relatively easy integrated into an existing system. So digital maturity should not be considered as a destination, but as a process, you can say, but for a continuous improvement. Okay, so very important point. Every time this particular thing cannot be fitted to all. Okay, one size does not fit all means all the capabilities of digital capabilities are not going to help all the business to grow or have a vision. So this again uh, very important thing to understand. So in this technology revolution, what is important, this in this technology revolution we are trying to survive with the data. The particular data is essential in the plain facts and truth collected during the operations of the business while we are searching for particular information. So data is everywhere we have, but point is how we are going to convert that data for correct decision making. So from a raw material to the final outcome as in decision making, it is very important to understand, and these are the steps for first is we have to discover our data, means we need to collect the data, prepare the data, we need to organize the data in such a way that and from the different resources we need to club the data. Then we need to pre-process, we need to store that particular information so that data integrity is maintained, and there should not be any you can say hassle facile. So we need to clean and use that particular information for exploration. So that exploration part is what about the analysis. We need to visualize the data, and finally we need to make a decision. And finally, when we are trying to make a decision, at that point we need to finally broadcast, or you can say share the information that okay, we did all this part, finally this is the outcome, or you can say the wisdom we acquired. So data, then from data it has to be information, from that information it has to be knowledge, and from that knowledge it has to be wisdom. So there are different levels for business intelligence and advanced analytics. So descriptive, experiment driven, data driven, and data driven plus expert, there are different levels. There are 10 levels for understanding part. So level 1 is standard and ad hoc reporting, statistical analysis, unsupervised learning, business rules and alerts, simulation, optimization, parameter learning, structured learning, and assemblers, that's like about understanding the threat level. And then finally your casual modeling, it means how you're going to put that knowledge for future use or future you can say the improvement which we are needing in future to work on. So there are different ways, or you can say different types of you can say analytics. So let me be little quick on that part, why we are looking for data analytics, or why we are looking for you can say uh, healthcare data analytics. So first point is, what is analytics? So analytics is what? Transforming data assets into competitive insights that will drive business decisions and actions using people, processes, and technology. So analytics is what? A discovery, interpretation, and communication of a meaningful patterns in the data. So analytics is multidisciplinary and has a lot of applications like web analytics, business analytics, security analytics, people analytics, cloud analytics, text analytics, and there are many more. So a main challenge of having good analytics is that it's mainly performed by information technology expert that gives a very detailed knowledge of like how and why we need to use that information. So most of the people, or you can say they report that technology vendors, that there are basically five broader category of analytics. So going into that, let's understand uh, the different pattern of healthcare analytics. Just a second. Okay, so this is descriptive analytics is again one part. So it answers some of the question like what happened, when and where. So this is going to give the detailed study, that's what descriptive analytics. And there are techniques for doing it, like aggregation function and method. The other is the diagnostic analytics. It answers the question of why it happened. Okay, and the techniques is again correlation, drill down, comparison, and data mining. Then there is predictive analysis. It is going to give us answer what might happen. This is very important to understand predictive analysis, because it is going to explain about what can happen in the future to some forecast and a prediction, so the organization can take corrective actions. Predictive analysis can be used throughout the organization, for an example forecasting customer behavior and purchasing pattern to identify trends in activities. The technique can be your data mining, machine learning, regression analysis, predictive modeling, and more. Prescriptive analysis, again, it is about like to know, or you can say attempt to quantify the effects of future decisions in order to advise on possible outcomes before the decision are actually made. So it tries to provide how to do actions and what are the consequences of these actions to derive a better decision. So prescriptive analytics can be used anytime you need to advise users on what action to be taken. So techniques can be optimization algorithm, there can be modeling, there can be rules and decision techniques. Depending on what are the criteria we want to study, using multi-criteria decision making, we can figure out what kind of criteria and what type of analytics we want to study with. So there are again cognitive analytics, where we try to mine the human brain, okay, by drawing inferences from the existing data and the patterns and understand the context. So the conclusion based on existing knowledge bases, and then insert there back into the knowledge base for future inferences to answer what to do for the future and how and why. And techniques are semantics, AI, algorithms, deep learning, and machine learning. So there are actionable analytics also. What does it mean, actionable analytics? It's actually a new term. It's in a five types what we have discussed, but as a whole. So as we are doing prescriptive analysis, while we have some limitations. So like just an example, if you are predictive analysis when you are doing Google flu trends, if you are trying to Google the Google flu trends, which estimates the flu or a dengue fever based on your search pattern. And the research from a Microsoft is like web scale, pharma cognibilance, that they wanted to find the pattern in online searches. So there are examples for analytical part. So what is healthcare analytics and what is healthcare data? The healthcare data, that we are getting the data from health information systems. So healthcare analytics is what is the process of analyzing the current and the historical industry data to predict trends, improve the outreach, and even better manage the speed of the diseases. So the field covers a broad range of businesses and offer insights of both micro and macro level. So let's have a quick look on what are the tools from where we can collect health care data. It can be from electronic health records, from a personal health records, electronic prescriptions like e-prescriptions, patient portals, MPIs from mobile apps and smartphone apps. So point is, what is healthcare analytics? The analytics part, which helps us to clinical data and give us a better understanding about the actionable we need to based on the real-time information. So what are the skills we need for a healthcare data analytics is like we spreadsheet, statistical programming, data visualization. You can use even the free tool for data visualization, which is Tabula. So you can go on a public.tabula.com, just directly download Tabula from there and start using the data you have. So whatever the data for your even a small research project you are working on, or anything you can do with the help of Tabula. This is a very strong tool for modeling part, even for understanding the data, that is data visualization. Very strong tool. So I personally suggest possibly go on public.tabula.com and start using that platform for the better understanding of your data. So what are the skills we need to understand the health data is analytical thinking, creative thinking. We should have a very strong communication skills also to make others understand what it is all about. There are different type of databases that's like about your primary data and your secondary data. So point is, the primary database directly by the healthcare organization and is made available to all the related medical professionals. So that is what we call it as primary data. The secondary database is made from various healthcare organizations that provide clinical information such as hospitals, physicians, or a group of insurance companies. So they integrate their information together so that all the data collected from a specific purpose can be found easily. So these are the different types of database management system used in healthcare. Network database, relational database, object-oriented database, graph database, ER model database, document database, and NoSQL database. There are so many types of databases. We need to understand what kind of databases we are dealing with. And some of the backends, what we need as in database backend, one is SQL, MySQL, MariaDB, MongoDB, Redis, and PostgreSQL. So these are like common database backends we can use. Data sets. Now, what are the data sets and from where you can get research studies and clinical trials? What we do, the simple experimental model, dissertation, what for our study as we are into academics, we keep doing projects and small projects and the consultation projects from the company. Even I have recently got a fund of 1.5 cr for making 40 products based on quinoa is one pseudo cereal that's about protein. So maximum percentage of protein is available with quinoa, and that the project is basically about how I'm going to integrate my knowledge, my information, and how I'm curating my uh, food items, my snack items based on quinoa. So this is what the simple you can say curated source, which I did. I made dishes, I made my stuff, I just looked for it, what are the percentage of um, different you can say carbohydrates, fats, and everything. So this is what my data, my information for my particular project. So I have curated my sources, my data. This is for my research studies based on some research that I did with my friends, fellow reviewers. So data sets we can get from doing our research studies, from the clinical trials we do, curated sources, and the claim data. Claim data can be from hospitals or particularly clinics, and the other source can be from our electronic health records, like what we have smartphones or any gadgets what we are wearing while we are doing any of our physical exercises. So from these I've just penned on few. There can be more sources also, but basically broadly divided into these four parts. Like data you can get from research, from trials, the clinical trials, curated sources, claim data, and electronic health records. There what are the different data types we are getting publicly? This is a public database to for your only study purpose. You can get it from PubMed, you can get from PsycInfo, you can get from healthdata.gov and Tuxnet. Versus we have our own data, or you can say the curated data or a claim data. So this, from these two patterns, the public data and self-contained data, we can even understand the more details or insights of health analytics. Okay, and there are other ways to understand the sentiments of the patients and the users. So there are other techniques, as in natural language processing, that's NLP, and it helps understanding that based on text mining and patient voice analysis for healthcare data. So it can be done with the semantic search. There are databases from where you can see today is like practice management system, EHR, EMR, costing system, patient satisfaction, radiology, pathology, financial system. There are medical media information also, hospital booking and admissions, and prescription management. So there are so many medical databases from and healthcare platforms from where you can get databases for the study. I have penned down few as an example so that you can understand or you can relate. This is one information about a customer. This is a CRM tracker. When was the meeting done? What was the status? When is going to be a next meeting and time frame? So it can be used with the tools and can clearly explain the information about it. Okay, and about the supply chain information, if we are using this particularly digital transformation in the context of supply chain, it is going to help us a lot, as we are collecting the information from drones, IoT, smart warehousing, sensors. We are getting the data. If we are collecting the information, then we are trying to mold, or you can say understand that information through analytics, through you can say social listening, and trying to draw a final conclusive decision. This is about improving supply chain. So you can say overall production network can be improved with the use of digital media, or you can say digital transformation. One of the example of distributor delivery, it can be easily seen how much the drug can be delivered or distributed over the places, on what time, in which month, and which area. So it can be clearly shown with the analytical part that what was the usage, or what is the percentage that it was delivered on time. So this can be shown with the clear tools, the analytics tool. One of the example, operation on time delivery. This is like on a particular area. If you so I have taken all these samples by doing it from Tabula. So if you go and do it with your own data, you will be able to see whether you can say or not. So it is one of the sample of on time delivery, whether the product was delivered on time to the particular destination. So from where it was originated, delivery rate by origin and delivery rate by destination. So you can see like 91.98% was on time delivery rate. So this is like shown clearly. Then this is again a different example of healthcare hospital donations. At which year you got maximum donors and donations, and what type of donations you have got with the what kind of campaign so you have run. So if you have used social media to run the campaign, so what kind of campaign you run, like better living, better world, growing together, help, hospital gift or hospitality, you can see that which kind of campaign has given or generated number of donation, or you can say the amount of donation. So you can clearly see year wise growth rate, renewal rate and donation. You can even see the total donation came from which area. Okay, so again, this is the other example of hospital performance. You can see which department has given the maximum revenue. So you can see 23% has been got, 54% was an excellent, and we got it from the help of so and so department like cardiology or like dermatology or neurology. So you can say total number of patients were like 61,938 number of, according to the number of doctors and surgeries happened in particular month with the available staff. So what is the particular calculation? So this is also you can draw the hospital performance. Even you can see what kind of disease it was cured, what kind of patients were like you admitted, what were the patients who were like out patient, means they left the hospital. And you can understand the admission versus cost over time with the help of which was like 27.66. So you can clearly visualize. So now I'm going to stop my talk here. If any doubts, I would like to take or address your queries. And these are the references I have followed. These are the simple URL. I'm going to share all these details with you. So kindly click and you can read in detail whatever we have discussed here today. Thanks for listening patiently.
Thank you, madam, for sharing your expertise on digitalization with us, enlightening us with the insights of digital transformation in reshaping the pharma sector, healthcare analysis using artificial intelligence and machine learning, and also sharing the databases which we require for healthcare analysis. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Shri B.L. Bulani ji, founder trustee of VES, to share his views on the conducted session.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
I have been always saying that science and technology both will be going together and will help the healthcare center. My emphasis and suggestions will be that let us have a combination of medicine, IT, and pharmacy to really create the comprehensive use of technology in the field of the healthcare. And why I'm saying, because still we have not paid much attention to the clinical side. Well, data analytics has really helped out during the period of the COVID-19, but a lot has to be done for the other diseases for which there are so many formulations, and then there must be further use of this technology through various gadgets so that the patient at their home could really through them see that how much is the improvement in their uh, disease, how much the formulations are working on him. Because we had last time a good lecture from Mr. Dr.
Anil Pethe.
Anil Pethe, and he gave such a wide information, and that has given me the idea to combine the our engineering college and pharmacy college, and very soon we will be also inviting medical colleges and medical hospitals to be with us so that we can create a comprehensive knowledge how we can utilize technology for the benefit of the patient or for the in the field of healthcare. Madam's uh, lecture was wonderful. Data analytics has really helped. I'm from the industry. I'm not from the pharma industry, but engineering industry. It has helped us in the manufacturing as well as in the marketing, and many of the things which we have converted for manufacturing products into automation. So it is very important thing, and we have to have some kind of a comprehensive subjects created, and more especially for the pharmacy and medicine, where they should learn how to utilize this technology for the benefit of healthcare. Thank you very much, and I'm highly pleased that Madam has taken such a long time to give us a lot of information, which is very vital. And as she belongs to the Parul University, and we will have in the near future a lot of seminars with them, and there we shall also invite them when we combine medicine, pharmacy, and information technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It is always our pleasure to listen to you. Now, may I request my colleague, Mrs. Pradna Korlekar, to conclude the session with vote of thanks. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, madam. So, I feel honored and privileged to propose this vote of thanks today on behalf of VS College of Pharmacy, on behalf of Biophysics Department of University of Mumbai, where we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav through various activities. I would like to thank our trustee, Shri B.L. Bulani ji, and Professor Jannadas madam for her constant support. I sincerely express my gratitude to Principal madam, who is really a perfect guiding force for us and true leader, who I must say that because of her only we could make this program happen in the presence of such eminent speakers. I would like to thank Dr. Prabhakar Dongre, Professor and Head of the Department of Biophysics, University of Mumbai. I express my vote of thanks to our today's speaker, Dr. Richa Mishra, Associate Professor, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology, Vadodara, for her explicit presentation. Madam, you have really tried to make the topic very simple. The topic was very complicated for pharma people to understand such a technical knowledge in such a less time. It is really difficult, and you have taken utmost effort. I really congratulate you for the efforts that you have taken. I'm very thankful. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of a very proactive and dedicated staff of our institution. I express my thanks to Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav team members, Dr. Chaitali Surve, Dr. Neha Chabra, Dr. Aparna Palshetkar, Mr. Avinash Suryavamshi. This program went smoothly because of the dedicated effort by our ICT team members, Dr. Anand Chintakrindi. I am very thankful. Also, I am thankful to our IIC team for backing us up. Success of any seminar depends upon the participating delegates. I wish to express my deepest sense of gratitude and appreciation to all the delegates. Lastly, I would like to thank Almighty for making this event a grand success. I hope all of you and many more future viewers of the YouTube session, because it is available on YouTube, will gain satisfaction and knowledge from this session. And for more updates for upcoming webinars and workshops, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also there on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram and Twitter. I hope all of you have gained a lot from this particular
And then
session.
they should send their comments.
Yes, and Bulani sir is saying any session it is incomplete or there is always a scope of improvement, and the improvement should always be done based on the feedback that we receive. So viewers, please feel free to write us. Please feel free to put your comments in the comment section. We would be happy to answer your comments. We would be happy to improvise on us if at all there are any such suggestions. So your feedback is really welcome. With this, I would like to conclude this session. Thank you all.